Department of Defense Directive 5155, United States Security Authority of NATO Treaty Organization Affairs. Reissuance and purpose of the directive of the reissuance reference over the date of the policy guideline of the United States Security Authority of NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization Affairs. Outlines of the methods of transmitting NATO security policy with the Department of Defense, assigned with the responsibility for the meeting NATO security worldwide. Implement United States provision protection of NATO classified information contained in reference B. States the security of defense term of reference enclosure 1. United States Security Authority on NATO. Ability of the Director of applied to the Office of Secretary of Defense, Military Department Chairman, Joint Chief of Staff, Combat Command Officer, Inspector General of the Department of Defense, Defense Agency, DoD Field Activity, all other organizations of the Department of Defense hereinafter referred to collectively as Department of Defense. Components, policy of the NATO member nation of the United States committed to ensure that the NATO information and trust with the U.S. Security Authority on NATO shall implement the necessary measures to protect NATO information conformity with the NATO standards and requirements. Responsibility. Assistant Secretary of Defense International Security Policy under the Undersecretary of Defense Policy take action to redelegate United States Security Authority on NATO matters. Security Defense Responsibility except the United States Security Authority of NATO instructs applicable executive branch of federal government formulate the policy, issuing the guidance criteria, instruction procedures required for the ensure compliance with the implementation of NATO security policy proceed with include with the set forth with the NATO document CM 2002-49 NATO Security Directive of the AC 35D 2000 through D 2005 NATO document CM 6439 NATO document CM 6841 reference C and F. Their successor ensure the NATO security policy and proceed with the U.S. Security Authority NATO of NATO instructs are sent to the headquarters of the Department of Defense concerned with the U.S. government agency to provide representation in the NATO Security Committee, Committee and working groups. Security of the military departments and staff of the WOD components involved with the NATO matters shall maintain and supervise the NATO security system within their jurisdiction, arrange clearance and certification of their personnel who may have access to NATO classified information, operate, direct, and control the cosmetic top secret ATMOL sub-registries, control positions, develop security plans, procedure, issue necessary guidelines to prevent NATO classified information material from being compromised. Security of the Army shall operate the direct and control of the central U.S. registry of the NATO documents, including the release of the NATO document, U.S. document department agencies accept material transmitted U.S. mission, NATO Department of State, implement guidance to U.S. Assistant Secretary of Defense ICP regarding integrity applying of the NATO security policy, administrative support central U.S. registry requirements, conducting inspection worldwide basis security arrangements with redaction NATO classified information, U.S. sub-registry control points, communication centers effective immediately, Gordon, England. Enclosure, terms of reference for the United States Authority NATO Affairs. Introduction. North Atlantic Council of NATO has agreed that each member of the nation, each of the national security authorities responsible for NATO classified information entrusted with the nation. Regulation was set forth with the requirement safeguarding handling the classified information reference C through F of the successor document definition. Term security set forth limited to the meaning and scope of the use of the reference C. And United States Security Authority, NATO Affairs, Secretary of Defense, U.S. Security Authority, and NATO Affairs oversees NATO security of the United States and agencies abroad. Responsibility, U.S. Secretary of the Authority of NATO's Affairs, Secretary of Defense, or designee shall develop, interpret, disseminate policy governing handling NATO security measures. Decide security issue with the NATO Affairs U.S. Department agencies not in agreement you ensure all U.S. personnel who require NATO classified material information certified and cleared for access. Maintain direction of the central U.S. registry of the NATO documents, release of the NATO classified documents, U.S. Department agencies accept material transmitted to the U.S. mission as you NATO, the Department of State's authorized establish NATO cosmetic top secret automail sub-registries, ensure security plans coordinated with other interested NATO national security authorities and issues instruction NATO classified material information being compromised. Supervise NATO security system, U.S. Department agencies involved with the cosmic top secret automail sub-registry system and communication control NATO classified material worldwide. Security arrangement and protecting NATO classified information. NATO agencies, all levels, civil and military, are inspecting as required intervals. Relationship with the Ministry of the U.S. Security Authority and NATO shall maintain close, coordinated, cooperate with the U.S. government, department agencies, NATO security matters. Secretary of Defense or designee shall provide administrative support to carry out responsibility of U.S. Security Authority and NATO. Alright, that was the United States Security Authority and NATO organizations.